let's talk about football.
All right.
Because that's what you do for a living.
Yes.
Which is cool.
It's the off season, kind of not. Season started.
That's
OTAs,
I called
draft.
you in on vacation to talk about football,
Yes.
and specifically, I'd like to talk about crab legs. If that's okay with you.
Which you seem to be an expert on.
Love them.
Okay.
Old Bay.
They're good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So Jameis Winston picked first in the draft. Right after that, posts a picture on his Instagram with crab legs. I want to know your thoughts. I'll tell you mine after.
I mean, I don't like that he pulled it down. The fact that he put it up in the first place obviously shows that he's just like got some problems with decision making, and maybe that's a red flag. But this isn't something that we don't know about him already. And I feel like character is obviously a huge storyline surrounding the draft, surrounding Jameis Winston with everything. But I just really don't think he knows better. Like, I like to judge people on intentions, and I don't know that he has awful intentions. I think he's this kind of just Dennis the Menace who gets into these situations, and I think he was like, oh, wait, you thought that I was putting that up because of the...
Really, though?
Yeah, I really do.
Really
I think he had no idea.
That he's that... Because that's a level of just unawareness.
I think he's oblivious, which isn't a good thing. It's reckless and awful, and he's going to find himself in these problems.
If you're a quarterback, you really don't want a quarterback who's unaware of his surroundings. I mean, you
or makes bad decisions like 18 interceptions in a season, like he did last year.
So for me, it's like maybe that's not a character issue, like you're saying. Maybe he's just that stupid. But in that case, being stupid is a character issue, and you kind of don't want that guy to be your quarterback.
Maybe he also shouldn't be on Instagram or Twitter. I think if he surrounds himself with the right people, obviously they went for talent with that #1 pick. He can put the ball in play and make plays and win games,
yeah, sure,
and I get that.
Whatever.
But these things are totally going to keep happening. I'm okay with them because I think they're hilarious, but you don't like it,
You don't think they're hilarious.
I mean, that was funny.
Well, see, to me...
he's not
It's stupid.
thinking.
You're laughing at him. I get it. But for me, it's like, if that was the only thing he was accused of, if it's like, hey, one time Jameis Winston may have stolen some crab legs, and after he got drafted, he's like, ha-ha, ass, here I am with my crab legs, then I get it. But it sort of just throws in everybody's face.
You really think he did that intentionally?
Whether he meant it or not, if he didn't mean to do that, then that means that he's just that unaware of what the public's perception of him is, and that's a huge problem. If he's going to just be out there saying things like, I don't care what y'all haters think, it's like, there's some sensitive issues at play here, and you don't care. When it's just so easy to not post on Instagram or not tweet. That's like my #1, don't tweet. That should be everybody's rule. Because why do it? He didn't go to the draft so that he wouldn't get negative stories about him and negative press, and then he still posts a picture on his Instagram. He just seems to me like
he always finds himself in those situations, and I think that's going to continue. But I think Tampa Bay knew that drafting him. Any team did.
Yeah, and still he went first. So fantasy-wise.
I mean, I don't think he's like a draftable QB1, like you're not grabbing him, but I think if you look at the opportunity, it's huge. He's probably, a shoo-in to start down there, and he's got there's like a basketball squad of weapons down there. They're all well over 6 feet. You've got Austin Seferian-Jenkins, Vincent Jackson, a veteran who might help him out, and Mike Evans, who I love.
Crazy season last year,
If it wasn't for Odell Beckham Jr., everybody would be talking about Mike Evans as Rookie of the Year. I think he had 10 touchdowns in his last 9 games. And he totally crushed it. He had 12 touchdowns on the season, I think. So he's got weapons and he's going to have to throw the ball a ton down there in Tampa Bay. So it's all good on paper. So, if he throws 25 touchdowns, I'm not going to be surprised. But that decision-making, those 18 interceptions that he threw in college last year, you're going to see 20 picks out of this kid. So he's maybe a QB2, a guy you can stream week in, week out. I cannot believe we're talking about fantasy football.
I can't wait.
Right now. It's only you, Katie, could get me to talk about fantasy football.
People at home are like, shut up. And I'm like, let's talk about this more. I'm
in hibernation, and you just woke me up.
I know, I saw it. It was like an animal come out of you. Like all those numbers.
Yeah.
What are those?
I know.
I just use words.
I know.
Like stupid and
you're
crab legs.
good at them.
Oh, I'm so good at it. Thank you for
Bay.
coming and talking to me about fantasy football. I needed that.